unconditional love. Love in all its diversity. Most of us said that we really want to live in unconditional love, but we don't want to feel this, we don't want to feel this, we don't want to have that experience. We often say we want to live with unconditional love, but we want to live with unconditional love, but we have a lot of but. And all the buts, it is what is stopping us. I have walked the same path as Jesus. Not that I am not Jesus, but I have walked the same path. And I am shown again and again, you have to show your path. It's not that it is the one way to live with unconditional love, but it shows elements how it is, because it isn't necessarily pretty. Because my road has been hard. I have gone through so much grief, so much shame, so much guilt, so much anger. And when I was in the dark night of the soul, I was there for 6 years. And this 6 years, I had to go through so much emotional stuff. And the pain body, it was wow, it was so overwhelming. I bled from my nose, I fainted, I had prolapse. I had all my body hurted so much. So I have walked the path. And I had a father that was very angry. He was angry because he held back as a child and he carried a lot of his ancestor stuff. So when I became adult, I said that I will never be like my father. I was afraid of his anger, and I said I will never be angry. I don't want to adjust to anger. And this was a but. I said but. I want to live with Christ consciousness or unconditional love, but. So I didn't dare, or I said no to feeling the anger. But that's my but. I had to go through the anger to really embody more love. And I remember for 3 days I was so angry when I finally, because I was chased by mafia for 3 years. My family was chased by mafia, and I didn't believe that this was possible in Norway, because Norway is kind of heaven on earth, and nothing like that happens in Norway. So I was kind of, this can't be happened. This is crazy. Yeah. And it was hard for my husband, and it was hard for my cousin, because we asked for help, and the house said, you are crazy, you think someone is following you. So I got a kind of a label that I was crazy because I thought that someone followed me as they did. So it was a crazy time. But after 3 years, from 2013 to 2016, June 2016, I refused to go into the anger that day, because after 3 years I was so angry, because I felt that they had ruined all my life. They pressed me, they blackmailed us, and it was so ugly. And in June 2016, then I fell down and I was so angry, and for 3 days I was alone in an apartment, not with a husband, not with kids. And I was so angry. I cried and I went hiking. So I was so angry. It was very violent anger, but not to any people. I just got it out. And after these 3 days going through all the anger, what happened then? It was like a big love. It's like, another layer of love kind of came into my body, because when I let this anger kind of shed it and let it go, then it was placed to more love. And the anger is one symbol. I did the same with shame, with guilt. And when I was dealing with very deep shame, I was at a Gestalt therapist. I'm myself a Gestalt therapist, but I went to another Gestalt therapist, and I was triggered. It was just a small thing that triggered me. And I went to this Gestalt therapist, and I sat in the chair like a child, protecting myself, up with the knees, and sat like that, my head down. It's like, and I sat and I went up like this, because I was so in my shame. It was like I all my body was ashamed. And the Gestalt therapist said, have you killed someone? It looks like you have killed someone. And I couldn't speak. So for 1 hour, I sat there rugging back and forth, like a baby, so afraid. And what have you done? And I sat there for an hour. And then I started, after an hour, to communicate, saying more and more. And after I said what it was, then the Gestalt therapist started to laugh and said, it can't be true. This is what you say. There are no proportion about what you felt and this small thing. And said, have you really lived a life? Because it was so small, and being so afraid, couldn't talk, and be kind of frozen, just being in this baby position, just afraid, protective. But it activated all my shame pattern, and they were deep, because I was ashamed since I was maybe 1 year, 2 years, I don't know. Yeah, it started when I was 2 years, because I was sick until I was 1.5, and until then they tried to save me. And when I was saved, they saw that, oh, I will survive. Then when I had so much emotion, because I was so emotional, I have a lot of power. It is our emotion that is the power. They was afraid of all my emotions, so they shamed me. You can't be have so much emotion. No. So I was shamed in my family. Not that I had good parents, but it is that generation. It was the way they were taught. So my father became angry because of the same. So I carried so much shame, and the same shame that I had as a baby or as a child, it developed as self-hatred when I was a teenager. So I wanted to commit suicide, but I hated myself because I felt that I was a failure, because I wanted to save my family, and they were always fighting, arguing, because they couldn't communicate. And it was my mother and father, they were fighting all the time. My mother was afraid of my father, I was afraid, and we were all afraid of him, and it was crazy. And I was in the middle, and I felt that I felt like a failure, because I couldn't save my parents, I couldn't save friends, I couldn't save. So I became responsible very early. When I was 5 years, after that I went into kind of an adult in a small body, trying to fix for my father and mother. So I went between them all the time, became a pleaser big time between my mother and father and all people. So I had to go through all this pattern and feel them on my body, what they have done. They gave me the programming I lived with until 2013. So in 2013, this programming started to die. So my pain body became even worse, because then I had to feel everything I had felt all this life. And even after, from 2016, no, 15 actually, started 2015, past life came, or what is 14? No, it was January 2015, past life started to come big time. So it was this life and also past life. So it was, I was so, when my son, our son, committed suicide 2nd of July 2015, I had said just a week or two before, I need a year vacation, because I had gone deep for 2 years and I was exhausted. I had so much pain, and I said, I need 1 year of vacation, because this body is so tired. I cannot do anything more. And then our son committed suicide, and then another year with deep grief, and that was even deeper. And in that, a lot of habits. So, and why am I telling this? Because this is linked to unconditional love. Because a lot of people, oh, we just want love, la. Yes, it is beautiful, but you embody more love if you also work with the shadow side. The more I work with the shadow side, get rid of it, surrender, the more love and the more light I embodied. And actually, this year, 2025, I have gone through another detox. I didn't know, but now it is into my DNA, my bone structure. So I started it because I was with Parasite, and Parasite is the Christianity consciousness. So I went into it and I lived with it for 15 months, this Parasite. And I was shown that this was an expression of the Christianity. So they live with emotional build-up. And after living with this emotional build-up, I surrender it. And that healing was an amazing experience by itself. And after that, I started to go through a deep detox because I was invited in to transform my bone structure, and my teeth started to be painful. I felt it in all my bone structure. What is happening? So I went to a deep detox, and I followed the guidings, and I did a lot of things. And this summer I also started to experience with my body in a new way, and I run to the mountains and I have so much stamina. And all this is linked to unconditional love. I feel like I'm almost 20, so I have 30 years going back because I have much more stamina than I have had since I was a teenager. And it is the unconditional love. I have opened up for more light. And a big ingredient in this is my husband, because we married in 1998. We engaged in 1997 and married in 1998, even though I had known him since 1990. And then we said we promised to live forever in love and this romantic partnership love. But I wasn't in a relationship to my unconditional love. He was actually. He learned it. He has held that space for me. So it is a gift by itself. But we promised each other, but since I didn't live with this from my inner, because I had so much self-hatred, when my ego collapsed, started big time in 2013, then I went deep, and my husband said, "What's happening with you?" I don't know. And what happened all this year is like he get enough. It's like, I cannot follow you. You are turning crazy, kind of, because you cannot say what's happening to you, because I didn't understand. I just did what I was told, and in that I was led to situation after situation after situation that was hard. So it was like, and also when the mafia followed us, and my husband said it's your fault, kind of, because it was me that attracted them, because I pissed them up, because I chose what the guidance was above their threatening, and he said we cannot follow them. So, and they called us and followed us and put us against each other. So this was hard. It was for 3 years, from 2013 to 2016. And it was in June 2016 when I got this anger after the mafia had, and then I was like, and then another layer of love came into my being. So my husband held the space. So he took the children, because I knew if I hadn't had a husband like him, I couldn't have done the transformation. Because if I had one man before my husband. I had a partner. He was the father to the two first children. And he was unbalanced. He was traumatized, and he carried a lot of trauma. He came from Greenland, and he was wounded. And I tried to save him, but I couldn't. I was only 16 when I met him, and I won't go into that. But if he had been my partner, I couldn't have transformed, because then I had to hold the space for my kids and my family. But since I had a man that really owned his power, even though thing around him, he felt that I abandoned him, and he didn't understand. So he felt betrayed by me because I did all this thing. But he held the space. He knew that he had to hold the space for the kids so that I could transform. So we were guided, both of us, even though we didn't understand. And my husband, it's not a Christian. None of us was Christian people, because he had a grandfather that was very religious, and he tried to force a particular belief into his grandchildren's mind. And this frightened my husband, and he said, I will never go into that. They were afraid of their granddad because he was fanatic. He was religious fanatic and said, you have to do it this way. So the religious way, we know that it has been imbalanced and it has scared a lot of people. So when we talk about religion and a way of being, yes, some of them have showed us unconditional love, but a lot of them have not, and it has been abuse, and it has been a lot of things that has happened in religion as well. So unconditional love is opening up to the divine flow. And me going through the dark night of the soul and feeling shame, feeling guilt, feeling all this hard emotion, then I opened for 2 days. My heart opened totally. And it was 31st of December 2018 and the 1st of January 2019. For 2 days I just, I saw beauty everywhere. It's like, So I was totally and radically open. And then I became a baby, kind of. I was reborn the 1st of January 2019. So it's only since 1st of January 2019 that I have lived with a total open heart and started to express myself anew. And I know my unconditional love, and now I can hold the field for my partner, my husband, and my children. So I have been in a transformation, a total transformation. And I'm told time after time, you have to talk about the way you have gone, because this is the path. We talk about unconditional love and all this amazing thing, yes. But the hardest part is going through our pain body to take it, to see on it, feel it, and then transform it. And that's why I have made Divinity Reset, the program, and a lot of module. It is 13 module, but now it is like you can buy one and one, because someone need that, and we resonate with the module we know that we need. But module 1 to 6 is the deep one. So it is the programming that we have in our bone structure. And from 7 to 13 is the module where you create your life. Like shamans have told us for so many lives. They have said, so many generations, they have said that we can create heaven on earth, or we can create our dream life, because we create it from within. But if we have a lot of unconscious patterns and sorrow and sadness, or not sadness, because sadness is in the here and now, but deep grief that are embodied. Like I was born with grief that I took with me kind of from past life. I was born with a hole in my heart, and it was critical when I was young. And this hole in my heart that I still live with, it was a birthmark. And I thought it was, I had a lot of love. I wanted to believe that it was because I had so much love. But when I went into it and understood how this birthmark was, it was sorrow, deep sorrow from past life that I have chosen in several lives. I have chosen family and tribes and gatherings, and I kind of carried this sorrow for the family. So we choose life for each other, not only for ourselves. So we choose for each other. So I chose a lot of life, as you also have chosen, to grow through. And one of the life I only became 13, and for 13 years I really carried a lot of sorrow in that life. I tried with my parents that life also, because they had so much sorrow, and I won't go into that. And it is a lot of life. So I carried sorrow from past life into this life, and I have worked through it. So that also came up when I went, and I remember in this process, it will never end. Are there any, if I'm supposed to go through all my life, this will never end, but it does. It does. I have gone through it, but it felt like it will never end. But I have said yes for a bigger purpose, for your higher soul, for our higher soul. Someone called it God, someone called it the universe, someone called it, I don't know all the names we call it, but it is the total creation, the unity, the everything. So I have said yes to this, to be a channel and to help people to come to this state, because we are invited, all of us are invited to live with this unconditional love. This was the same as Jesus did. He showed us, what I have done, you can do, and more. So yes, and all of us are invited to, and more. And I every day experience new insight. Wow, I can do that. I can do. So it is a total new universe that open when you live from unconditional love. Then you are in symphony. You are a heart-centered symphony. So, and as I also speak about homo luminous. So you say yes to become homo luminous, and then you are in balance, and then you know that this is the vehicle on Mother Earth, and you have to adjust to the laws on Mother Earth and also the laws of the universe, and you combine both of them, and you know how to create your dream life. So you create the life you said yes from your soul. But what a lot of people think it's hard, it is to go through the emotional stuff first. But just remember that it has a purpose. It is a meaning in it. Because if we go through pain and think that it's no meaning, then it's hard. So know that all the pain you are going through, it is a meaning. It is the path to become homo luminous, to become unconditional love. We become unconditional love and become like a sun. So I am a sun, I radiate love. So we are a sun, and we have a lot of kind of dust around us, and we want all the dust to just fall off so that we can radiate freely, unconditional. So this is what a lot of us say, yes, we want to do, and we are invited. And now, since all this thing is happening on Mother Earth now in 2025, 2026, 2027, 2028, we will see a lot of turbulence. And this turbulence is, do you go into it from your mind and you choose fear, or do you choose love? So I was so many times, 100,000 times, it's like, do you choose love? Do you choose fear? Because I don't know how many hundred times a day you have to take, okay, what do I choose in this situation, in that situation? Every thought is a choice. Now it is a lot of about speaking about Shaman Durek and Princess Martha, and a lot of people choose to judge them. They choose to see the judge part, and oh, they shouldn't do it like that, and they are doing no. I choose to see truth and love. So what do we choose? It's a choice in every second. All our life is a choice. But then we first have to shed, because if we haven't shed or come to our pure essence, we will judge other, because we ourselves are not in our essence, or we have shadow parts, and we project the shadow parts. So every time you judge, see it as an invitation. Okay, that triggers something in me. Okay, what is the pattern? Like this summer, I started to move my pelvic and my hips, and said, okay, that is my ancestor pattern, and I went into it deep one more time, and then I saw the lack and the abuse and all the shame that was in the pattern for so many generations. A lot of violence, sexual abuse, and much abuse that is in the lower part of our back, and feeling that we have to carry the weight of the life and as a very heavy burden. So this vehicle is talking to us all the time. So this is the path to live unconditional love. And living this, wow, it is so amazing. So I just want you to know that pain isn't waste of time. Pain is the initiation path to live unconditional love. And we have to respect our partners, even though we are different. Me and my husband, we are totally different. He's a mechanic. He works very grounded. He's a earth sign. He's very practical and grounded. And he said, I'm not into that spiritual things. And that's okay. I respect him. He's an amazing person, and he don't need to be the same way as me. So now I respect him in another way, and I come from unconditional love. I didn't came from unconditional love when we married. So when I did a ceremony in 2017, I offer my wedding ring, and that was hard, and I wanted to take it back several times, but I was guided 8 months later that I could go and get it, and I went and get it 8 months later after the winter, and I found it after a long time, and then it was renewed, and all this what I have lived with, the hatred, the anger, and all this was transformed, and it was kind of a rebirth of our wedding ring. So we got help. So it is possible. I have walked the path, and you can do it with a partner, you can do it without a partner. It is actually almost easier without a partner in one way. In another way, it is easier with a partner. It is easier without a partner because you only have to relate to yourself and all the things that comes up. But the way it's easier in a partner is because he can mirror the things to you. But then at the same time, if you go the spiritual path and your partner say, I'm not a spiritual person, I don't want to go into that stuff, and as he say, I'm not into past life and future life, I only relate to this life because I cannot travel in time like you. So but we respect each other, so that's the most important. It's like spiritual partnership. I bring my gifts to him, and he bring his gifts to me, and together we are very good for each other. So we both need to come from unconditional love, and he was, even though he had small aspect to work with, it wasn't that deep as I had. And if I didn't have him as a partner, I couldn't have done the work, the very deep work and transformation I did. I couldn't have done it without my husband. So I'm forever grateful that he have helped me. He have really helped me this life. So as I say, I couldn't have walked this path alone. And also my cousin, the biggest helper. Now, I don't want to mention a name because then it can be unfair. I have had a lot of helper. Even our son who committed suicide have helped me a lot from spirit. So it is, we have a lot of help if we open up to it. But in the beginning, I didn't, because it's like I was here on Mother Earth. I didn't want this spiritual thing because what I heard when I was a child, doing it naturally, owning the healer, the wounded healer, even though I wasn't wounded. Yes, I actually brought in some wounding, but I had to come into this strength as my husband almost had, and I said yes to a soul contract going through all of this, and I needed the players in this reality. So it's a setup. It is the illusion that we set up before incarnating in body, because most of us, I don't want to say all, but most of us want to live with unconditional love. And someone won't have chosen also life to be a victim all their lives. And it can be a lot of reason for that. But most of us, what we are longing for, it is to live unconditional love. And then we mirror it and give it to all around us. And healing happens natural as a consequence. So the future after a lot of hard years, it is bright, bright, bright. So we really have an amazing human period on Mother Earth. So that's why I said I look forward to my next life, but I don't go and wait for it. I live this already, and I know that my next life, where I know my name and I know a lot of things, but I won't say it now. But I know that it will be that life will be easier, and I can tell so much that I will be a doctor. And I know some of the one that have said yes to be in that life with me, as not as a husband but as partners that doing the same as I have said yes to. So yes, the future is bright. So go and shed light and radiate unconditional love. All love to you.